what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Victory Monday, baby. 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles. Since we were on last week we had the honor of having the great Angela Cataldi on our show. We had a great time reliving some memories and previewing the Chiefs game. So since we last did this show, the Eagles actually have 2 W's. 2 come from behind wins. First off, Monday night they were down 17-7, came back and won. Big win in Kansas City. And then yesterday, well, you know what, guys? In my 36 years of watching football, that might have been one of them. That was probably top 5 most exciting ending in a game I've ever seen. What's your thoughts?
Oh, it was a nail biter, man, yesterday. You know, between the weather and between the ups and downs of the first half and the second half, I mean, it was quite a show, you know, but a win's a win, baby.
Yeah, Diego, what do you think, Diego? I mean, just the fact that, I mean, how many times do you watch a game and it's a walk-off touchdown like that? I mean, to me, like, that was just so and you know what? Listen, I know Brian Johnson got a lot of criticism for the first half, and rightfully so. But props on that last quarterback draw. That was a nice play design. He motioned Swift out a little bit. A couple Bills guys followed him, and he really set that play up nice.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know. I never feel like we're gonna lose when we have Jalen Hurts in the fourth quarter.
He has ice in his veins. You know,
it was 17-7 at halftime, and I'm like, we're still gonna win this game. And I know it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all.
No, it didn't.
As soon as Swift broke that 36-yard touchdown, or not touchdown, 36-yard run.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it was over right there. They couldn't stop us. Once our run game got established after that run, they ran Swift again. He had 45 yards on that drive. It was a wrap. That defense couldn't stop us anymore. We started imposing our will on them and breaking them down.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, our run game's crazy. And I think, like I said, anytime you have Jalen Hurts in the fourth quarter, it's hard not to think you're going to win a close game.
Yeah, and think about this. I mean, first off, let me get a comment here. Eileen C says that was a great game yesterday. Great win by the Eagles. Thanks, Eileen. How you doing? And I apologize. I'm sorry that you have to watch Tim Boyle play quarterback because that's really rough. Dave Arnold says, "Hey fellas, hey Dave, how you doing?"
What's up, Dave?
Paul Spencer says that block pulling from Kelsey opened up that hole in the end for Hurts. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a great play design. And just a great win. I mean, we could sit here and second guess it and say, well, eventually the luck's going to run out. You can't keep playing from behind. You can't keep having 30 yards passing at halftime and expect to win. But the bottom line is this team finds ways to win. And, Jalen Hurts, Hugh Douglas said it on WIP today. And granted, we're not making, hey, we're not comparing Jalen Hurts to the GOAT, okay? But Hugh Douglas made it a point to say Jalen Hurts has a little bit of that Tom Brady type factor as far as finding a way to get it done in the clutch and getting the guys to fall behind him. And I got to admit, for a young guy, he kind of does. I mean, what are they 26-2 in his last 28 starts or something like that?
28-2. 28-2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
He's 30 and 4. He's 30 and 4 in his 34 starts in the NFL or something like that. 30 and 4 in his last 34 starts, something like that. Pretty incredible.
He has the locker room not divided. They're all together. They're all for him. They're with him. They understand what their job is, whether it's offensively and defensively. And that's hard to come by. Usually it's like look at the situation in New England. Everybody is on or not with Mac Jones because is he good? No. It's a shame, but the locker room's divided and they're pointing fingers big time. But we got a hell of a quarterback. He has ice in his veins, and you can just tell on the sideline, like he's like, I'm going to get my chance, and I'm going to just take the best of it. And sure enough, like you said, Joey, that run, game over. Go home, Bo.
Dude, Jalen Hurts is everything that Chargers fans wish Justin Herbert was. Justin Herbert has all the tools, dude. His arm is crazy. His talent is crazy. Fourth quarter comes, he turns into a bum. You know what I mean? Yeah. Jalen Hurts is the complete opposite of that. His mechanics are not that great. Watching him yesterday in that first half, just as soon as he rolls out, that's it. His arm's done. He's not like these other quarterbacks like Burrows and Herbert and Mahomes and Allen, where when he can run out the pocket, he still makes his big play. But when it comes to making the right play at the right time and the right decision, he always makes that. You can't take a sack here. Jalen don't take a sack there. You know what I mean? You know, like all them times say, why does a dude take a sack there? Yeah. I feel like I never say that with Jalen Hurts. I'm never like, why did he take a sack right there? He always makes the right decision. So his team is never in like bad position. He's not taking 7-8 yard sacks, 3rd and 17. He's always ahead. He's always smarter than the other team. That's what I see when I say Jalen Hurts. His smarts are crazy.
Yeah.
And he surveys the field before any other quarterback would just go, all right, deer in the headlights, let's run. No, he's surveying. And, you know, sometimes he does overlook a guy like my buddy said to me in a text, Julio Jones was wide open, but he went to his closest read, and that was what? Devontae Smith. You know, you can't get mad. At least he completed the pass, but it would be nice to have a nice bomb or highlight reel. But like we said, guys, a win's a win. You know?
Yeah, and you know, and we touched on Hurts because obviously that's the most important position. You know what I mean? I mean, the coach and the quarterback. You know, you look at the NFL team. What's the first two guys you look at? You look at the coach and the quarterback. But look at the pedigree. You know, like again to throw kudos to Howie Roseman. Look at this roster this guy put together. I mean, first off, by the way. Special teams was weak last year. Special teams is much better this year. Mm-hmm. But look at the pedigree of the guys he gets. You go out and you draft a Jalen Carter and props to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis played 62 snaps yesterday, and
he was a beast.
And like at 300 and God, he's got to be at least like 350, whatever.
He's pushing 350s. Yeah.
Yeah. In overtime, he's running his ass off, running
to get Allen,
diving after Josh Allen as he's going out of bounds. And that's a 340-some pound, 350-pound guy playing 62 snaps. He never plays 62 snaps, but you know what it is? Winning pedigree. He came from Georgia. Jalen Carter came from Georgia. You know what I mean? Then you look at the veterans on the Eagles. You got Brandon Graham out there. You got a Fletcher Cox. You got a Kelsey. Like the Eagles are a perfect combination of youth of guys from big college programs, right, that know how to win. You know, the Alabama Devontae Smith played under Saban. Hurts played under Saban. You know what I mean? Of course, Oklahoma too, but you know what I'm saying. And then you got the solid veterans, and then Howie Roseman, like, you know, leaving no stone unturned. I mean, Jake Elliott. You know, I mean, my God, dude, what a 59-yarder in the rain. I mean, there's only one other kicker in football that I would have confidence in making that kick, and that's the guy from Baltimore, Tucker.
Justin Tucker.
And Tucker missed a 44-yarder yesterday.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, I'll call it right now. I was a big David Akers fan, and I'm not trying to shit on David Akers because David Akers was a great kicker. I'll call it right now. Elliott's the best kicker I've seen since I've been watching football. He's the most clutch too.
David Akers didn't have 59 yards in him.
I mean, he had a strong leg, but now this kid's on a whole other level, and just the clutchness to be able to make that kick. You know what I'm saying?
59, dude. That might be good from 62.
It was.
That 59 was in somewhat of wind too.
Oh,
yeah,
the wind.
And look at the conditions too. A cold ass rain, and it didn't let up. You know, just like you guys said, he persevered and he kicked that shit out of that ball. Nice 59-yarder. I mean,
we could talk shit about the offensive coordinator, but they dropped 37 on him yesterday.
Well, you know what that. It's funny you said that because I kind of wanted to go there too. You're right because I was seeing a lot of posts and oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean they are scoring 37. And bottom line is that Adam Schefter came out with it today. If the Eagles go where we want them to go, there's a real good bet that Brian Johnson's not going to be here next year.
That's another thing I was going to say. Everyone keeps saying oh, this dude sucks. But he's a candidate for a head coaching position. Obviously, people who know what they're talking about and know what they're seeing see something in Brian Johnson.
Yeah. Now that's an interesting. Just a little tidbit. Chris Rapizzi says, "What's up, boys? In line to see Gagne. What's up, Chris? How you doing?" And then Mike Laura says, "Sup, boys? Bring on them pussy ass 49ers." Yes, we will definitely be breaking that. We'll be definitely getting into that because.
The Whiners.
1.5 to 2 point home dogs next week. I think that's got to be the first time in the history of the NFL where a 10-1 team is a home dog at home. I don't know.
Nobody likes us, and we don't care. Bring it. I feel
like it tells you something now.
Yeah,
what's that?
Let it.
I feel like it tells you something. I feel like that Eagles, we're not all. Like you said it yesterday in the chat, Jay. We're not always gonna get that lucky spark at the end of the game. Going up against the San Fran defense, if you don't show up in that first quarter, you're in trouble. You're not going down 17-7, and then you're going to come and score 3 unanswered touchdowns on them, and it's not going to be like that. Yeah, that luck runs out. You got to play it. We got to play a complete game against the Niners to win that game, and I think that's what the line shows.
Yeah, Mike Laura says it's up 2.5. I got to keep it real. If it's so funny because I love the Eagles. I mean, I want to get in that a little bit. I just want to finish off this game, but I love the Eagles next week. I love the Eagles. I mean, just the fact that they're home dogs. I mean, this team.
It takes it back to 2017 when we were always the dogs. But we don't have Nick Foles.
What's that?
We ain't got Nick Foles this year. We got Jalen Hurts. Everyone don't look at us like the underdog anymore. I think the line tells us a lot more than the underdog. We're not underdogs. We're 10-1, and we're going up against another team that's really, really good.
It's a rematch too. I just can't wait.
Rematch. Like we beat them last year.
Hassan Reddick said it best. Bring your shit. The shouldas, the what ifs, the shoulda, coulda, would haves. It's game time come Sunday, and you know what? He's right, and I can't wait to see it. Just like you and Joey said, I think we do beat them.
See, I
don't know. I don't know if we beat them. Our defense is really suspect, guys. Watch that defense yesterday, dude. Josh Allen made that look easy. Yeah, whenever he wanted to go down the field, he did.
Well,
our middle of the field is horrible.
He's a good quarterback. He can run. He's elusive, and he's a big boy too. But like you said, you got to get
McCaffrey in 1-on-1 in the middle of that field. He's going to eat us up all day.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got to definitely address the linebacker because Cunningham, I believe, is going to be out with a grade 1 hamstring. And Jalen?
Mike Laura says Josh Allen's way better than Purdy. That's
true.
what I was about. I mean, that's one thing. Listen, as much as Buffalo moved that ball yesterday, I mean, Josh Allen was killing us with his legs. I mean, he was making all kinds of, he was making.
It was.
Yeah, but I mean, how are we going to take McCaffrey out the game? What linebacker are you putting on McCaffrey? Who's stopping Deebo Samuel coming across the middle?
Well, their problems. I mean, the bottom
they literally attack the parts of the field that we're the weakest at. That's what their bread and butter is. Then after they eat you up inside, throw a deep bomb to Ayuk. I don't trust our defense. I trust Jalen. I think Jalen can definitely get the job done. I think Jalen can definitely hang 30 on the Niners. You know what I mean?
But like you said,
a lot of question marks on our defense.
Piggyback off the offense. You're right.
Minus 2.5 for a reason.
Yeah, because of the defense. Absolutely. The problem in the middle, which is Zach Cunningham not going to play. 2, Cox might be out. But one thing moving forward, we got to address it. Sign Darius Leonard. Hell, even bring in Dominic and Sue.
Dude, they should sign Shaquille Leonard.
That's what I'm saying. That's his name, Darius Leonard.
Yeah, I don't think they.
Saturday,
Yeah,
Sunday. That's what it is.
the problem is though is I think he's going to be in Dallas tomorrow, and
He was in Dallas yesterday.
yeah, I
Damn
don't
it.
know if. I mean, we'll see, but it wouldn't shock me if because Dallas has a need for him too, and if he went there
because of
first,
Van Der Esch is out with neck issues. But I mean, if I'm him, I know it's America's team, but I like to go to the guy that's wearing that Kelly green jersey. I'm going there, but that's just me.
I feel like the Eagles are more America's team nowadays. We the highest rated.
Yeah. I was going to say
but-
America's team my ass.
Here, hang on a second.
we
We got a
really need
comment
to.
here. Davey Arnold says he's visiting Dallas tomorrow.
Then I guess they got about 24 hours to get that shit done then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry's like, don't let him out of Dallas. You know what I mean?
Well, if anything, Eagles should follow the game plan when it comes to playing Dallas. Look at the game plan that Arizona beat them with. You know what I mean? And they didn't have shit. I don't even think they had Murray playing. You know, so moving forward, just got to do something like that. But
yeah, they definitely have to find a way to address the middle of that field. It's pretty big, especially if Cunningham's out. Ellis.
Yeah. Oh, Ellis tries, dude. He tries, and you can't. Yeah,
trying to do it.
Can't.
You know,
Trying
I
to do
can
it.
try.
But hey, he's playing that game that we all love, man. At least he's giving it his all. But like you said, he's no Cunningham or Burrow or Morrow. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, something definitely has to be addressed. Like you were saying, Ayuk, Samuel. I think they're going to have like Byard as a spy. Even Reed Blankenship playing that center field, you know, and once they come across the middle, it's like hook, bait, and sinker. You know,
well, I was gonna bring Byard up. Byard's been locking these tight ends up. Byard's coverage is nice against these tight ends. He played good against Travis Kelce. He played good against Kincaid yesterday.
Yeah,
he played
and
well.
Kincaid is no
really
pushover.
good.
He's a good
The dude can cover.
Yeah. So you might see something like you said, Roby, Byard, Blankenship, some kind of package, just like you were saying, to do something to eliminate and decimate the middle of the field. And also, like you said, we have a problem with tight ends. And Kittle's playing pretty good this season.
But I honestly, I think Byard can cover these tight ends. You know, Bradbury's horrible. Gabe Davis ate him up yesterday over and over and over. I know he made a nice pick. He made that very nice play, and he read it perfectly. But he was toast all game.
I think it's something in his head, man, because he's totally different from last year.
Totally different. Like I think Joe said it last week. He aged in like dog years. Yeah, he got 7 years older over the offseason. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because our safety play is not as good, so it's not hiding his inabilities. Yeah. The middle of our field's not as good, so linebackers ain't getting in them gaps as well. Like whatever it is.
Yeah, I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
Since Frank Reich got fired today, think about this: you keep Brian Johnson, move him to like quarterback / offense coordinator, and bring Frank Reich in, or vice versa?
They're not going to do that.
You don't see.
They're not going to. Yeah, they're not. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to adjust Brian Johnson at all. What could happen is Reich could come in the same role that like Vic Fangio was in last year, kind of like a behind the scenes like consultant type guy. And now that would make some sense because then if Brian Johnson leaves, then Reich slides into the OC next year.
Bingo. I like that.
That's not bad. Like an advisor.
And we got to run the ball, man. I'm just like, what are we going to do? Run, pass? You got to do something, man. And we got a hell of a running back. I just want to see him run more. But that's just me.
Yeah, Paul Spencer says, I think it's going to be a chess game. Niners use that insane motion on 90% of their plays to cause mismatches in the secondary on switches and rubs. And, yeah, you know, you guys, I mean, look what happened to us last year in the Super Bowl with that. I mean, the Chiefs wound up getting guys. If Kyle Shanahan watched Eric Bieniemy's game plan, we're going to have some major issues because they found ways to get guys wide open with that motion.
We gave up 500 yards of offense yesterday.
Yeah, that's what Ken Fry says here. He says Eagles gave up 500 yards of offense. What can they do in the short term to fix it? 49ers have some dynamic players. Honestly, other than getting to Purdy, there's really nothing we could do.
I think is possible. Purdy's not that good. It's about the players he has around him that make it real easy on him. He doesn't have a hard job at all. And maybe Jalen doesn't have that hard of a job either with all the talent around him. But you can see the talent difference between him and Purdy. Purdy just dumps it off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey makes plays, or he sweeps it to fucking Deebo Samuel, or Deebo Samuel across the middle and he gets 30 yards on a 2-yard catch.
Yeah, I mean,
gotta get the Purdy. You get the Purdy, it's over.
Well, the one thing that was killing us yesterday was, Josh Allen has such mobility. We really couldn't get the pressure. You know what I mean? Like when we did get pressure, if we did get pressure, he was escaping the pocket and he was running for like 10, 15 yards. Now Purdy doesn't have that element. So so we'll see what happens. This coming Sunday is a little bit of a different animal. The Eagles can try to attack him a little bit more because where he's going to be. He's going to be in that pocket.
True.
And
that's true.
And he did have a concussion after that Vikings game. So, maybe I mean, I don't want to see the kid get hurt. That's not where I'm going with this, but maybe you start pounding him a little bit, you know what I mean? Get him thinking about it a little bit,
I think that's going to be in his head, Joe, regardless of what we did. We brought it to him last year. As much as he wanted to come back in the game, his ass couldn't because he was hurt with that elbow. So
maybe boy wonder Shanahan. Maybe he won't have a tight end or a fullback trying to block Hassan Reddick this year.
I'll tell you what, we need Lane Johnson back.
We definitely do, but you know what though, and we do. Don't get me wrong. And Buffalo is not San Francisco. Driscoll probably played his best game yesterday though.
After the first quarter.
Yeah, I was gonna say
pretty bad in that first quarter.
He gave up like one or two pressures. The rest of the game he played extremely well.
Yeah, he settled to the game after that first quarter. He did.
But I want no parts of him trying to block Nick Bosa or Chase Young.
Chase Young.
Yeah, I want no parts of that.
I'm also a little nervous too.
What's that?
Randy Gregory.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing though. I mean, the Niners, you got to worry about their pass rush with Hargraves, Bosa, getting Chase Young. Niners secondary isn't nearly as good as it was last year, and they lost their safety. What was it? The Samoan kid, I think, got hurt.
Yeah, he torn his ACL.
Yeah. They're Steve. I don't think Steve Wilkes is a bad defensive coordinator. I think he's a pretty good defensive coordinator, but he doesn't have these guys playing at the level D'Amico Ryans had them playing at, and you could see there's a difference in their defense. That's why I have full confidence that the Eagles are going to be able to move the ball on them. The question is, can we stop them enough, or can we stop them in the big spot? I mean, I don't know about you guys, man, but I feel like the Eagles defense, or the Eagles are winning games kind of like how the Chiefs did a couple years ago. Like, you guys remember when the Chiefs defense wasn't really that good, but they'd find a way to get a turnover or they'd get a stop, and then the offense would double up one point. I feel like that's how the Eagles are winning.
Yeah. It's not very similar.
So
they put up like 30 points on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's ironic because the Chiefs defense is actually really good now.
Yeah.
From front to back,
because they actually invested in their defense while they got no wide receivers.
Yeah, well,
true.
I mean,
typical Andy. It looks like. Do you know what it looks like right now? A typical Andy Reid offense.
It does.
No wide receivers. For some reason, you don't like him. He's allergic to good wide receivers.
Todd Pinkston, trash. Yeah. We we
James
had that.
Trash. James Trash.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? I love how Eagles fan it's like nobody even says James Thrash. They're like James Trash.
Yeah, that's what James Trash. That's what he is. That's what he was.
Stingston.
Todd
Stingston,
Pinkston,
not
dude.
Pinkston.
What?
Stingston.
You know
Yeah.
what though?
Even Freddie Mitchell was a bum. Like Freddie Mitchell made a couple big catches, but he was a bum.
Well, he definitely was a first round bust. I mean, Freddie,
Yeah.
you don't take guys in the first round to be a slot receiver.
Right,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
He's a bum.
Yeah, Paul Spencer here says Niners front seven is nasty. With Greenlaw and Warner, the secondary can be beaten. Yeah.
Yeah. He hit that right on the head.
I agree. Ken Fry says, I think Purdy is a good quarterback. Not as good as ESPN wants you to think, but a good quarterback.
I agree. That's what he is.
I think Purdy is what, a solid maybe 15th, 16th best guy in the league, but he looks better than that because he's got a lot of weapons.
That's what I mean. Like he dumps it off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey makes crazy plays, and then he just dumps it off to Deebo Samuel, who's crazy after the catch. George Kittle's a beast after the catch. Like all these guys just get a lot of yak.
Yeah. And it's amazing, just like you said, Joey, how ESPN blows it up like they're God's gift of football. Nah, stop. Seth Joyner said it best, man. Get off all these other guys and focus more on like the Eagles. Like all they do is talk trash on the Eagles. But
listen. I mean, just to play devil's advocate, I'm not arguing with you, Sean. But think about it. The Eagles are 10-1. I mean, if ESPN went on there every single week and talked about how good the Eagles are, it'd be boring as hell because there'd be no storyline. Eagles are 10-1. They have a 2-game lead on everybody in football. So, of course, ESPN wants ratings. Of course, ESPN is going to be like, they're going to be like, Eagles are 10-1, but we like the way Dallas.
They also don't look like that 10-1 team. You know what I mean? Like when Kansas City's 10-1, like when they had Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, every week they look like that top 10 team. Crazy, big, explosive plays. Sometimes we win games. We just run the ball down people's throats. It's not as attractive to talk about that team.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Even the Eagles passing game. I mean, listen. Jalen Hurts is a really he beats you from the pocket. Jalen Hurts can throw the ball. I'm not implying that he can't, but even so, the Eagles passing game isn't as pretty to watch as some of these other teams. So, you know what I mean? No. Like the Eagles are more. The Eagles will make plays. It'll be Jalen with read options. It'll be Jalen play fake, throw a little dump off to. Eagles may throw a couple big plays. Like Monday night, they had what did they do? They had the one play to Devontae Smith down the sidelines. Yesterday, Hurts rolled out, hit the kid from Atlanta.
Yeah.
But
that was nice.
But if you think about it, I mean, it wasn't really like a dynamic passing game. I mean, the Eagles are just a well-run, well-oiled machine. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not. The Eagles aren't out there getting style points. They don't. They're not the like you said, the Justin Herbert. Like you watch the Chargers play, and that's one of the reasons why people fall in love with Justin Herbert. Like they look at his arm, they look at the throws, but guess what? At the end of the day, he takes the L.
Yep. Always. It's guaranteed with that guy. 7 straight losses for Justin Herbert in games decided in one possession.
Yeah, and I don't care what you said. I know their team. Obviously their team isn't nearly as good as the Eagles. Their defense, but the bottom line is though, in close games, a lot of times it's your coach and your quarterback. Well, their coach sucks.
Yeah,
and the quarterback don't get it done. I mean, I saw at least three or four Sundays watching the ticket here, and the Chargers would have the ball driving. All right. Oh, you know what? Okay, let's see if Justin Herbert could get it done. They're down 3 or they're down 2. Never gets it done. Never gets
He did it yesterday. You can't take the sack. He sacks and fumbles, and he fumbles.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, like always, he's guaranteed to choke in the end. So is that coach.
He can get the supermodel, but then when it comes time to perform, he comes up short.
Yeah.
What do you think about Buffalo?
I mean?
You think Buffalo's going to fire Sean McDermott?
I don't. No, I don't think so. But I don't. I think he lasts another year. But I think next year his seat's going to be flame. It's going to be like flame broiled like a Whopper.
You don't think it should? I think that shit should be flame broiled as a Whopper right now. They fired their offensive coordinator. Obviously, that didn't do enough, and they're 6-6.
I just don't think he gets fired. I think a team like I don't know. Buffalo seems to me like more of a patient type organization. I could see them coming back with him for one more year. Because I mean, think about it. They, this is the longest run of success they've had since back in the early '90s with Jim Kelly and Marv Levy and Thurman Thomas and all them guys. So I feel like that even though they'll be disappointed, they'll sit there and they'll play you know what, we're starting, like you said, with the new offensive coordinator, we're getting a full off season with the new OC. They have some injuries, and Buffalo does have some guys banged up in the secondary. They lost one of their, I think they're only like 28th or 29th against the run. They lost like one of their best run defenders too. So I think
Thursday night, yeah.
I think management and the organization could kind of be like, hey, we kind of had some guys dinged up. Let's not get rid of McDermott. He is a good coach. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think they might view him kind of like a poor man's Mike Tomlin type. You know what I mean? Like Pittsburgh doesn't ever get rid of Tomlin, and I think that Buffalo Buffalo will wind up. He'll save his job, like kind of like some of those years where the Steelers don't make the playoffs and Tomlin comes back.
I see Dable and Rivera getting fired.
I was going to say, who do you think's fired this year at the end of the year?
Rivera.
All right. Rivera won.
Definitely.
All right, he's an easy one.
I don't think Dabo will be fired.
Guy from the Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think he might get one more year. Because I think they'd like to see. I think they'd like to see what he could do with a real quarterback. Like in other words, they're gonna. I think they really try to get a young quarterback and try to get him to work with them.
Yeah, I agree.
See Drake May going there from North Carolina.
Robert Saleh, I think, is gone. The Jets. Guy.
Really?
Oh, he's gone. I think the Falcons coach is gone.
Who?
The Falcons coach is. Although you know what's funny, they're in first place.
He might win. He might win our division.
That's like the most trash division ever.
Yeah.
You think they'll fire a guy after winning the division?
It wouldn't surprise me, Arthur Blank. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
He's so shitty.
The guy from the Saints could probably lose his job if they don't win that division. Without, you know what I mean? He could go.
Any chance Gannon gets fired after 1 year?
No,
I don't think so. You know what's because they play. I mean, they got their ass kicked. I was a little surprised. I thought that game would be a little closer, but they usually play pretty hard for him.
Yeah,
I think they want to get him, like Joey said, like with the Giants, a quarterback. I think I think that's what they want to do. Get rid of Kyler Murray, move on from him, start, I guess, kind of over. And then
What are the worst two records in the NFL right now? Carolina.
Yeah, 1-10 or 1-11. Excuse me.
Who else? Who's the next? Who's the next one? Chicago, Arizona.
New England.
Yeah.
New England only has 2 wins.
Who takes Caleb Williams?
Well,
I see
I mean, if New England winds up second, if Chicago could grab Caleb Williams and New England could get Drake May, or if Chicago wants to stay with Justin Fields, they could get a king's ransom for that number 1 pick.
They said that with the second pick, trade it to I think it was Arizona. I seen a mock Arizona or Texans again.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry. It was a trade with the Falcons, Bears and the Falcons. Bears
if
with
you're
the
the
fourth
Bears,
round.
if you're the Bears, do you just draft them, move on from Justin Fields?
I think I think it boils down to how Justin Fields looks at the end of this year. I mean,
Yeah.
Justin Fields looked pretty damn good last week against Detroit. I mean, if he strings together 5 or 6 games of say 250 yards, 100 yards rushing, and they're scoring 20 to 30 points a game, they may say, you know what, we're going to stick with this kid.
Well, talking about draft? Who gets Marvin Harrison Jr.? Like, what team do you see him go to? You know what I mean?
It's way too early, Sean. I have no. I mean, we don't even know what the order is. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like
well,
you
that's
said.
Why I said that's why I said the worst. You can kind of already tell who's going to be the worst 4 or 5 teams. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of already tell that.
Like for instance, if the Bears. All right, so the Bears have 2 of the top 4. Like if the season ended today, Bears have what, 2 of the top 4 or 5 picks. If they did stay with Justin Fields, you could see a scenario where they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. and then he's Justin Fields' number 1 weapon. I mean,
that's true. Both from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Both from Ohio State. Yeah.
Honestly, that should be their game plan. Tell you the truth.
Tell you what. Speaking of Ohio State, I heard this on the radio this week. So now you saw Ohio State lost to Michigan for like the 3rd year in a row or whatever.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, good game. Ryan Day could possibly. I know a lot of the alumni and all. You know, if you don't beat Michigan out there in Ohio State, your ass is grass. Vrabel. This would be interesting. I heard a possibility if Tennessee lets go of Mike Vrabel. Vrabel could go to Ohio State and be Ohio State's coach because he played at Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be an interesting one. I heard that on. I heard that. Oh, look at this. Dave Arnold. Hey, Joe, it sounds like another division in baseball that was bad, too. I believe it was your favorite division, American League Central. Yeah. And NFC South is like the American League Central. It's trash.
Horrible.
Paul Spencer says, Bears hold 3 and 5. Right now, I take line and pick Harrison Jr. and maybe Joe Alt from Notre Dame. Yeah, well, the Bears could use some O-line. So, but yeah, I mean, hey, thank God we don't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Hang on, I got another one here. Heather Ferguson says, "Happy Monday, guys. Just the FYI, closed caption covers the questions." Okay, gotcha. All right. So anyway, all right. So let's get into some predictions on this Niners game here. And then we'll move on to some Sixers here. So what do you what's your like, Diego? I think I know where you're going with this, but what's for next Sunday? What's your prediction?
It's a tough game to predict. You know, to me, the line sounds pretty on point. If I had to pick right now, I think the Niners beat us this weekend, 24-21.
Damn, man, what a buzzkill. And they cover.
Yeah. I think there's a reason that like you said, never in the history has there been a 10-1 team as the underdog at home. And I just feel like that there's a reason for that. There's a reason that Vegas has them as San Fran as the favorite. But I think it's a dog match. You know what I'm saying? 24-21.
Yeah, Mike Lauro says fucking pain. That's his prediction. Tell Shanahan to bring a couple extra quarterbacks. Birds 31-17. Wow. I hope you're right, Mike, because I would love that. Now listen, I like the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to make a statement and win the football game, but I don't see by 2 touchdowns. If Mike predicts that, then I give him many kudos, and I hope he's right because I'd like to not have to sweat the end of a game for once.
Definitely.
I'm going Birds 27-24. Maybe a Jake Elliott piece at the end of the game. 27-24 Birds. Sean, how about you, bro?
31-24 Eagles.
All right. So we got two Eagles wins and 1 Eagles loss. All right, well, And you know what? Real quick before we move on to the Sixers, anything else stand out to you in this long NFL weekend? Who impressed you the most? Anybody you say sucks?
How about the Packers over the Lions?
That was big. That
was shocking. Jordan Love, and the Lions are good, man, but they ran at them.
I think the Lions are good, but I think they're not quite
like
there
a hype
yet.
Machine.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're not quite there yet. I don't think.
Yeah, true.
I don't see Jared Goff as a Super Bowl quarterback.
No, I think they also address the quarterback maybe in the later rounds, But
yeah, I mean he's playing a little bit too good to not to even consider addressing that quarterback position for them. But just don't see Jared Goff as a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah.
So
here's one for you guys. So say you got Caleb Williams, May, the kid from Washington, Penix, right?
Bo Nix.
I think Bo Nix is coming out. There's a bunch of quarterbacks coming out. You got the kid from LSU that's really dynamic too, and a lot of
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are thinking Jaden Daniels maybe could be picked in the 20s, maybe the teens, the 20s. Obviously, that's going to change when the combine comes. I mean, if he runs an unreal 40 and has a great combine, he might be the third guy taken. So let's keep it real, right? But hypothetically, if he is around in say the teens or the 20s, if you're a team like Detroit, why not take him?
Damn right.
Yeah, they would.
Have to
think about it. I mean, they're already dynamic on offense. Goff is good, but if you don't believe Goff is the guy to win the Super Bowl, you draft a kid like that. If he comes in and he looks great in training camp and he's ready, it's his job right away. If he's not quite ready, no big deal. You still got Jared Goff. You let you have another winning season with Goff, and then you let this kid sit behind him, and the following year he takes over the reins.
It's just like with Jalen Hurts in the second round. You know what I mean? Oh man,
yeah, exactly.
And then, like you said, Joe, this kid is waiting in the wings. Perfect scenario. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. It makes sense if you're the Lions because you want to build for the future. Because, like you said, God forbid anything happens to Goff, injury, whatever, trade. Yeah, you got this kid waiting with his caliber of playing.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, because
another thing that stood out this weekend, a lot of bad football. That Steelers Cincinnati game, horrible. That Cleveland Denver game, horrible. That Baltimore San Diego game last night, horrible. Like so much bad football. I feel like this year, nothing really explosive. Just I don't know. Football looks different this year.
How about Antonio Pierce before we change it up? What he's got the Raiders doing?
Yeah, but he ended up getting his ass kicked yesterday.
I know. That's what I was getting at. Yeah, it would have been nice, but
yeah, I mean, that is true. I mean, you see all. There were a ton of games this weekend, and really, what were the best games? Jacksonville, Houston was a really good game.
That was a good game.
What's the common denominator with that? Good quarterback play.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles, Buffalo Bills. Great ending. Common denominator there. Good quarterback play. I think a lot of it boils down to there's just not enough good quarterback play in this league right now. There just isn't, and especially with Burrow going down. I mean, that like Burrow going down. That took Cincinnati out. I mean, if Burrow plays, they beat Pittsburgh yesterday. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, hands down. Without a question.
And Cleveland doesn't even have a quarterback right now. I mean, you could say what you want about Deshaun Watson. He didn't look, he hasn't looked like the Deshaun Watson in Houston, but they don't even have a quarterback in Cleveland.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
it just is a bad brand of football. There's no complete team in the NFL.
No, The closest one is the Eagles at 10, because and the Eagles have their flaws too, but the Eagles find a way to overcome them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, that's the Eagles are probably the closest thing to a complete team right now.
I would say San Fran too, but San Fran doesn't have that great quarterback. I feel like Purdy's average.
True.
I think. What would you say? Top 5 teams. Top 5 teams in football are probably Philadelphia Eagles, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Dallas, Kansas City,
KC.
Baltimore.
Yeah,
probably.
That's a top 5.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, Miami, because they're so explosive. Although losing Phillips is really going to hurt their defense.
Yeah, that's big. So a defense that already wasn't that good.
And I'll tell you what. Here's hoping the Eagles have everything clinched before that Week 18 game up there, because that turf is fucking horrible up there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the total reason that Phillips got hurt, but guys always get hurt on that turf. You know what I'm saying?
They call it the new vet.
Yep.
Yeah, but hey, let's get into some Sixers before we get out of here. But you know what, though? I mentioned the turf. Tell you what, it leads to a lot of injuries. Well, if you get hurt on the job, you need to get that paper. You know what I'm saying? My man Jason Fine, a.k.a. Attorney Big Al, well, he'll get you that paper. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workers' compensation, or personal injury claims. He's got 3 offices throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, one Philadelphia, PA, Cherry Hill, and Pittsburgh, PA. We touched on this earlier. We were talking about the NFC South and how fucking dog shit that division is. And Diego, you were talking about the quality of quarterback play. I mean, I don't know about you, bro, but like, can you imagine trying to stay up late at night to watch Danny DeVito and Mac Jones play? I know it's Tommy DeVito, but he might as well be Danny DeVito. I mean, they blow. You know what I mean? Well, if you do stay up late, you might need some coffee. So make sure you check out Monkey's Coffee. You can use the promo code OOTBS Sports at monkeycoffee.com. So make sure you check that out, especially if you're trying to watch some trash ass football and stay up late, because you're going to need that, John. So, but anyway, hey, look, we could talk football. Like I said, we got a basketball team in this town. We got the Philadelphia 76ers, all right, playing one of their all-time. Well, I know the Lakers are on the West Coast, but as an old school hoop guy like myself, I mean, I can remember so many memories playing the Lakers. Back
Magic and Worthy, baby.
Yeah, right, exactly. The
Iverson step over.
Iverson step over. So real quick. First, let's get into the modern day, and then I just wanted to touch on, without saying the step over, because the step over is probably 99% of what people may say. What are some of your favorite Sixers versus Lakers moments out there?
Well, there wasn't that many, because I'm not 65 years old.
Ha!
You mean
that's the only one I got?
You don't remember Will Chamberlain?
Yeah, you're like, let's go back and talk. Like I wasn't even alive.
You weren't even a thought.
Well, they got YouTube. Damn, dog. Shit. No, I'm just
no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but for me, it's definitely a step over. But you guys probably got a lot better ones, I guess you could say, when the rivalry was really, really heated.
You know what? I got one for you. So this wasn't even a great Sixers team, but I was in 2012. It was the Show You Love team. It was Iguodala, Drew Holiday,
Thaddeus Young.
Thaddeus Young, yeah, them cats, right? And Kobe was here, and I was at that, John. And Kobe went off, dude, in the first quarter. I think the first half, dude, he had like 30, right? He was just, and the whole half the stands was Lakers fans. You know what I mean? Everywhere I was sitting up top. Me and my brother Jerry were actually sitting up top, and all these Lakers fans are sitting by us or whatever. And well, anyway, long story short, at the end of the game, the Sixers played like some really great defense, and it was a close game, and the Sixers won. And it was really cool because it took me back to my youth. we like started a beat LA chant, kind of. You know what I mean? Like our section started yelling beat LA, and the whole crowd started doing beat LA, and it was like, you know, the team wasn't the greatest. I mean, we made the second round. That was the year we lost to Boston with Doug. You know, we had Doug Collins or whatever. So you knew they weren't going anywhere. But it was like a really cool moment being at that game and kind of being like, you know, this is what it was like in the old days. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just a cool experience because, yeah, even me. I mean, you know, I've been watching ball since '86, and the Lakers, you know, that was right when they screwed up Barkley's career. So really, the Sixers, you know, the Lakers were always better than the Sixers pretty much my whole life since I started watching. I mean, I was too young for the '83 team. I mean, I was only 5. You know what I mean? So I didn't even see that, John. But you know, obviously, if I was old enough, then of course Moses Malone and Dr. J, you know, when they swept them chumps, that would have been my favorite memory. You know what I mean? But I didn't see it. So, how about you, Sean? Did anything stick out to you?
Barkley and you know, Mahorn's battles with you know, the Lakers, Kurt Rambis and all that stuff, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it really. I mean,
Gotcha.
So
yeah. I just remember being a kid and like sometimes like it'd be late at night, and I don't know why. You ever notice? Actually, you don't really hear it anymore. Diego, you probably don't remember because you're too young. Sean, do you remember back in the day when you watched basketball on TV and you could hear the sneakers on the court?
Yep.
Yeah.
You remember too, right, Diego?
I do remember.
Hey, what happened? I never hear that shit no more. It must be modern technology putting the sound away.
Yeah,
modern technology.
You hear that all the time.
Yeah, well, because that's another memory I had. There was one night I was a little boy. I was at my grandpa's house, and like my Uncle Bob got back from UPS. I don't know why. I was a real little kid, and I just remember having the Sixers on and hearing like the sneakers squeaking, and it was like the Lakers. It was like, you know, watching like Magic Johnson run down the court and like Worthy or somebody dunked. You know what I mean? It was like crazy.
Now I know what you mean. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you never hear that, John.
Nope.
Michael Papernick Jr. says, I've been watching basketball since I was 7 years old for 47 years. Yeah, so he's been watching. So he 47. Yeah, so he
73. Right? 76. Yeah.
76. I'm 47.
Yeah, here we go. Paul Spencer says, remember the Nike commercial with the scoot with the shoes?
Vince Carter, Jason Williams. Yeah, they're dribbling. Yeah, they're making.
I do remember that. So, but yeah. Anyway, there's some memories. So what's your? All right. So that here we go. Michael Papernick Jr. says he was born in 1969. Okay.
So 76. 76. Yeah. You started watching.
So he may actually, yeah, he may remember that Dr. J. Doug Collins team that lost to Portland.
What year?
1976, 77.
He was about 7 years old, 8 years old, just started watching it.
Yes, that was like his first. Yeah, that was back in the day. They used to say, we owe you one. That Sixers team was supposed to win that series. They were up 2-0 against Portland, and then they lost 4 in a row to Bill Walton and Jack Ramsey and them dudes. So, all right. Well, listen. Before we wrap this up here, let's get into modern day basketball. The Sixers had a couple losses, and then nice win the other night at Oklahoma City. I didn't get to see it, but I saw Embiid had a big game. I'll tell you, Chet Holmgren looks like a player.
Good player.
Yeah, 36 points.
Good player.
Chet Holmgren looks like he can play a little bit. That OKC team can play a little bit. They got some talent on that squad.
Yes, they do. Well, they better with all the first-round draft picks.
The problem is when it comes time to sign all these dudes, they ain't going to be able to.
Nah, not at all. The kid Giddey. Yeah, they got a lot of talent.
Giddey's being investigated for talking to a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
I saw that. Yeah, his saving grace might be I think there's a video of like her in the bar or something. That might help his case a little bit. I mean,
okay.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? But
Gotcha.
who knows? All right. So anyway, so Sixers had a nice win the other night. You got the Lakers coming in here tonight. I think Anthony Davis is questionable. There's a shocker. What's Charles Barkley calls him street clothes, don't he?
Yeah, street clothes.
So,
street clothes.
All right. Thoughts on tonight's game? I kind of like the Sixers.
I kind of like the Sixers too.
Yeah,
at home.
Sixers. Yeah.
Is it at home or are they in LA?
No, it's here.
It's here. Yeah, I like the Sixers.
Yeah, it's here. In fact, I think it's starting pretty soon. I think it's I think it's starting
in 10 minutes
soon. So
perfect timing.
Yeah, so I like the Sixers too. And then I don't have my phone in front of me. Who else do we play this week? Anybody have a schedule in front of them? Joey's got my phone. I know we got Washington, I think, next week. I think we got Washington next Monday or something like that. But so let's just hope we get a Sixers win here tonight.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to touch on before we roll out of here? How about the Flyers? You know what? Yeah. How about the Flyers? Shout out to the Flyers. I mean, I know they won 5 in a row, then they lost a couple. I know they lost to the Islanders in a tough game. Then they lost to the Rangers, but nice shutout win. Oh, here we go.
LA Pelicans, Celtics, Wizards. That's the next 4.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's like, I like the Sixers tonight. We play Boston on Friday. All right, that'll be up there. So that'll be a nice little measuring. Wow, so this is actually a big rivalry week because Lakers here and then at Boston on Friday. So that'll be good measuring sticks. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it.
I also saw Kelly Oubre is getting closer to coming back.
He's getting to get reevaluated.
Yeah, he's getting ready to come back after fake and get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody just
right?
hit me in my room. Somebody just hit me.
He's like, oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. You know,
dude, that Ring camera couldn't have lied any better for him. He's like, yeah. Hey, honey. What happened? Oh, I got hit by a car. You look fine to me.
Yo, man, my man probably got in an argument with his girl and he bobbed when he should have weaved. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Hey, you know what? Who knows what happened? Is all I know is I want to get back.
I don't care what happened. We need him back.
Yeah, I could care less. I don't give a shit. I literally do not care as long as he's out there playing.
Me either. I don't care at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like one of those guys that's like, oh, I got to get to the. I mean, as long as nobody else, as long as he didn't hurt. Oh, hang on a second. Michael Papernick Jr. He said broken ribs take like 6 to 8 weeks to heal. Yeah, I hear you, but I agree with you, Mike. But supposedly though, they're saying he's like ready to start practicing. I mean, maybe
he's Wolverine. He has.
Yeah, he heals himself real quick.
Well, you know what it could be. It could be he just practices for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and he doesn't get out there for like another week or two. You know what I mean? So it could be something like that.
Yeah.
Either that or he's got like maybe he's like like you said, Mr. Wolverine. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the Sixers winning. Yeah, so.
Yeah, tonight as a Sixers dub tonight. Lakers don't want it.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, look, you know what? Let's get ready. Let's get ready to wrap this joint up. You know, like I said, shout out to the Flyers. I do want to try to talk a little bit more Flyers eventually because they are a nice little surprise. I really like how they're playing. But I mean, right now it's football. There's too much football going on right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So eventually we'll get some Flyers. But yeah, it's shout out to them though. Urson had a nice 1-0 shutout, and they actually won in a shootout. And
a shootout.
Yeah, you can't say that too often about the Flyers. And Forrester scored the goal, so that's encouraging that some of these young kids are starting to develop. So
they're playing pretty good hockey. They're playing solid hockey.
Exactly, and that's what this year's all about. Develop some of these young kids. Bring the Russian kid over in a couple years, and let's get ready to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, look, Go Sixers. Go Birds. Hopefully we beat those 40 Wires, and we'll see you all next week. Later,
All right, guys.
Birds.
Peace out.
Later.